he's been just kind of doing a media tour, going before the Super Bowl, talking about how he just doesn't think we're ready to win right now. And what do you guys think of the media tour? What do you guys think it's done in terms of public perception of him, especially by Browns fans? And what do you think happened to the point where not that long ago, he said he met with the coaching staff in the front office and we were a lot closer than people think. And then out of nowhere, he's doing a media tour talking about how it was just time to leave. And we're not in line in terms of being ready to win right now. Like, where are you guys standing with this?
You want me to take it? Go ahead, buddy.
I'll just say real quick, like the media tour, as a Browns fan, just fucking tired of it. Like, I'm tired of the best player, the best defensive player in the league is on my team, and he's on every damn TV spot. It's like he told his agent, line me up on everything you can, everything and everyone. Oh, I want to leave Cleveland. They're not ready to win. It's Cleveland already gets shit on all the time by everybody. It's like, Myles, you already put out the public request and the letter and everything. It's all over social media. Just let it go, man. Like, we can't trade anybody for another month anyway. Just chill out. I don't know. And in terms of what happened, and that, I don't know, it almost makes me afraid that they brought him in and said, the plan is we're going to take, Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. We're not going to take a quarterback and we're going to try to find a veteran. And he was like, I've seen this too many times before here. I'm done. I don't know.
I'd make the argument with just the constant, like every time there's another interview, it almost looks like desperation. You know what I mean? And the Browns aren't desperate to trade him. There's actually all the leverage is on the Browns side. So I think it just kind of messes with his value. You're probably got teams calling up and going, yeah, we know Myles isn't happy. So, what do you think? 2/3 or is that good enough? I don't know you know what I mean? Obviously he's not worth 2/3, but I think that the constant just, hey, I want to get the hell out of here. Get me the hell out of here, please. Oh, Philly. Yeah, that would be dope. Oh, Washington, great core. I think it just it almost lowers his value. It makes him look desperate to leave. And the leverage is all on one side, you know?
And it's pissing the fans off, too. I've seen a lot of fans, on social media stuff in our comments, they're like, yeah, I was with him when he first came out with the trade request, but now I'm kind of sick of it, and it's, if Myles, if we don't trade you and you're here next year, like it might be a little awkward, sometimes. I don't know how the fans are going to feel. Like, are they going to cheer you as emphatically as they did last year? I don't know.
I think it's going to get awkward regardless. Because I really, unless like the Browns get a haul, like a crazy offer, I don't think, it doesn't make sense, especially like how the cap situation is right now.
Because I read
it doesn't make any damn sense to me.
Jack Duffin's article, I mean, he's the only one I read about cap stuff anymore. He breaks everything down very well. And I mean, he even said multiple times, the most likely scenario is he's here. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to trade him financially.
Right. And then I think you have to get him under contract too, before you can even, you know what I mean? Because they have so much dead money kicked down the road. It's like, I don't know.
I feel like the media tour is his one attempt to gain leverage because he knows he has none.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I can just burn enough bridges, then they'll be tired of me and they'll get rid of me because they don't want to deal with the headache and the media circus and the fans. And so it's like his only piece of leverage to try to get out of here. The public perception, I feel like, is, I'm not going to say it's done a full 180, but compared to where it was when he first released the letter, considering a couple hours after the letter to the request to be traded, there was a protest outside of Brown Stadium against the organization.
That's true.
And now I'm seeing much more talk like, okay, get what you can get for him if if that kind of thing. So I think it's his only piece of leverage in terms of trying to force his way out of here. It's one of those things where, and I think I mentioned this on my episode with Kenny, and I don't agree with Tony Grossi on hardly anything. But like he said, the Browns don't owe Myles anything. Like they tried to build a contender around Myles, and maybe they swung and missed at the quarterback position, but he wanted Baker gone. Like that was widely reported that he was done with Baker and he wanted Baker gone. They went and they spend the most money of any team in the league in terms of the roster and the way that they're, doing bonuses and this stuff to try to add talent to the team. And it's not like you've been a model citizen here. You got suspended for hitting a guy with a helmet. You wrecked your car. And I talked about this before. It's like, and you didn't play for free. They don't owe you anything. They paid you handsomely for your time here. You know who they owe it to? Us. We're the people who are owed things. We're the ones who spend money on gear. We're the ones who go to games and pay the crazy concession prices and come cheer for you when it's 30 below zero and it's raining. Like, they owe it to us to get the most out of you as possible, and whether it be keep you here and you perform at a high level, or they trade you and it's whoever gives us the best capital back. I don't care where you want it. We don't need to do right by you. This is not a Joe Thomas situation. Joe Thomas never asked to be traded. We went to him at the twilight of his career and said, listen, Joe, we know we're not anywhere close to contending. Do you want us to trade you to a contender for you to try to get that chance? I think it was Indy. Peyton Manning wanted
I think you're right.
Joe Thomas to come to Indianapolis. And I'm pretty sure the Browns were like, Joe, we'll do that for you. Like, you've given us all this time. You've never asked for anything in return, and we will do right by you and get you there if you want. And he said no. And he stayed here, and he became a Hall of Famer in the brown and orange. This isn't that situation. You're asking to be let go. Well, okay, fine. We'll let you go, but we don't owe you anything because we paid you for your time here. Okay. You didn't play for free. You didn't volunteer. We don't owe you anything. We owe it to the organization and the fans to put the best team possible on the field. And the only way to do that is to trade you, either keep you or trade you to whoever's going to give us the best capital back. And I don't care if I'm trading you to the freaking Canadian Football League if they somehow give me the best return. Like, you'll freaking play in Siberia if that's what it takes for us to have a good team. We don't owe you anything. And maybe that sounds cruel. I like Myles. I want him to retire in the brown and orange, but you're not above the Browns. When you're not here, especially because you requested a trade, you'll be forgotten, and I'm still going to be a Browns fan. Like, that's just the way it is. No one player's above me being a fan of the Browns. I'm not a Myles Garrett fan. I'm a Browns fan. So we don't owe you anything. The organization owes it to the fans to put together the best team possible. And if that means you end up on a worse team than the Browns, so be it. So be careful what you wish for.
I think that's a pretty good mic drop moment from Blake Reniker right there. That's good stuff, man. No, I mean, I agree with you 100% on that. What do you want? You want us to prioritize sending you to a contender? We're going to get, worse capital back because that's what you want? Because you want to leave, because you want out 2 years early on your contract that you signed, by the way. Nobody put a gun to your head and said, you got to sign this contract, this extension to be in Cleveland and stay here. You wanted that. You chose it. You signed on the dotted line. So deal with it. Like, if you want out now, that's almost like, it's like tough shit, dude.
Correct me. Did he sign this extension? Was it the year we traded for Deshaun? Or was it after Deshaun's first year where he only played 6 games?
I'll look it up real quick.
Because he signed that extension when we traded for Deshaun, he took that as, I want to be here because look at what we're doing. Look at the quarterback we just added. So because that quarterback, who
2020. So it was when Kevin first came in. Baker was still here.
It was when Baker was still here. Okay.
It was the 2020 season before 2020. So that year we went to the playoffs and won.
The playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess that renders my point mute. I was going to say, if you signed an extension after we added Deshaun, that tells me you were on board with getting Deshaun. So you were just as wrong about him as the organization was. But no, I hope Myles is here next year and we don't even have to ever talk about this, and it becomes like a thing of the past. Like, nobody holds anything against Njoku. In fact, Njoku's probably my favorite current Cleveland Browns player. And he's probably on my Mount Rushmore favorite Browns players in my adult life. And he asked for a trade once or twice. So this will all be forgotten if we get it figured out. But if not, I don't want it to sound harsh, but it's tough. Like, you're going to go wherever you go, and you might just be in squalor. Have fun in Carolina, or some other dumpster fire organization. Like, have fun. We're going to be here still trying to figure it out, but we're going to do what's works for us.
Right. Fair, bro.